Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Niikee'sha Fae here, mystic mentor, wisdom teacher, and spiritual guide. So I was sitting this morning with what would be beneficial, to share, and what's come forward is the frequency of serenity. And so, if you just take a moment and feel into that word, noticing how that feels for you. So beyond it being a word, it's actually a frequency. And one of the most beautiful things about the frequency of serenity is that it is part of our true nature. And whilst that can be really difficult to understand or connect with, particularly in our modern world where, anything and everything takes precedence over our own inner peace. But what happens is that we forget. The more distracted we become in the busyness, the more stressed we become from being distracted in the busyness, the more disconnected we become to our inner world. And that's why practices like meditation, stillness, relaxation, things like that are so beneficial, because they help us to be able to come back into our true nature, to come back into that state of peace and calm, which actually is what's necessary to allow us to function as a whole being. When we're operating in our stress, we're disconnected to our problem solving, disconnected to any higher order thinking. And so what happens is, when we're running around stressed all the time, we're perpetuating more stress because we're connected into our survival mode. And when we're in survival mode, we're looking for danger. And, whether there's danger there or not, we will look for it. And if we can't see it in our environment, there's a tendency for our minds to start to create danger. And this is just the way that the nervous system works. And, it's beneficial if we were actually in danger. But what happens is, a lot of this perceived danger is self-constructed. So it's constructed by, our perceptions. And then so when we're operating from that state, we see the world through a distorted lens. And just taking a moment to breathe into that. And, that's not negating times when we might feel suffering, which is also part of the human experience. It's speaking more to when our usual state of the everyday is in that state of stress and panic and chaos and, all the things that isn't aligned with our true nature. The beautiful thing with our true nature is it's always there. So it's always there for us to connect with if we take the time, if we allow ourselves to calm the mind. We can come to start to train ourselves to be able to hold more peace and calm. And the more we allow ourselves the time and space to learn that skill, especially in this modern world, it's actually the need to go back and remember, how to be still, how to find any resemblance of peace and calm in the seeming chaos, especially when we're operating in survival mode, and coming back to our very, very inner core, which is of peace and harmony. And so back to this frequency of serenity, actually a very powerful frequency. When we breathe into the energy of serenity, it travels with a heather pink mist. And so there is a serenity mist that we can work with as well. And so what I invite you to do is to imagine a beautiful heather pink mist just starting to surround you in your energy. And just like mists gently move and flow, just starting to weave through all of your energy. And as it starts to get a little thicker, you're starting to breathe that. Breathing this beautiful heather pink mist of serenity. And as you allow yourself to breathe it gently, you might be able to start to breathe a little more deeply. As you continue to bathe in this beautiful serenity mist, if you can notice if it's creating resonance in your energy field, starting to bring that beautiful energy of serenity and weaving it through all of your layers. And this is a beautiful practice that you can practice anytime. And as I'm always saying, 5 minutes a day will change your life. Only 5 minutes, but every day, doing it every day is what helps us to re-encode our energy, to help to create new habitual patterns in our energy, rather than just being caught up in the waves of chaos that are often around. It's like we can actually start to create differently in our world by starting to create differently within our own energetics. So hopefully that's a fun one. I'd love to hear what you think. If you found it useful, you can connect with me anytime on the socials. Send me a message through my website. I've got a little chit chat box there if you want to have a chat anytime. Always happy to answer any questions you might have as well about the greater reality and bring it to the guides and share whatever whatever you're interested in and what you'd like to hear more about. So we have Emma now. Emma.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
What would you like? Yeah, I'm good. I'm well, thank you. What would you like to bring forward today?
I would just like to know how my love life is going to be in the future.
You're sorry?
How my love life is going to be in the future.
Yeah. Very good. All right, so what I'll get you to do is take a moment and breathe into your beautiful heart space. Just imagine you're breathing in and out through the center of your chest. Are you able to connect with that?
Yes.
And so as you gently imagine you're breathing in through the front and out through the back, and breathing back in through the back and out through the front, and just feeling a softening in that area. What do you notice when you connect in with that space?
I feel lighter.
Yeah. And so this is a really beautiful practice to help to open the energy of the heart. You might even weave in a beautiful color green. So green is the same wavelength, the same frequency as the energy of the heart. And so we might just bring in that green frequency. Just imagining a beautiful green light just starting to appear in that space as well. And so in the greater reality is that the world outside of us reflects what's inside of us. And so to receive a level of love that you desire from the outside, it can only be reflected, generally speaking, when you hold that same level of love for yourself. I'm just taking a moment to breathe into that, because that's how energy operates. It mirrors, the outside world is often mirroring to us to show us what's happening within. And so I'm just going to take a moment to connect in with your energy. And so my awareness is being taken to your solar plexus, so your belly, which is that area is right through the middle of your torso, just above your belly button and below your breastbone. And the energy of this space holds our inner fire. And if you can imagine a fire in that space, just a nice little fire, not a wildfire, but just a nice little fire. What do you notice?
It starts getting warm.
Yeah, so as you breathe into this fire, this is the fire of the sense of self. And so practicing connecting with your inner fire is also going to be helpful for you to be able to witness the gift that you are. It feels like you do a lot of giving all the time to people around you, giving your time, your energy, your love. But sometimes when there's too much giving outwards and we're not open to receive, that it can become depleting. And sometimes our ability to be open to receive is around our feelings of worthiness to receive. So whether we believe deep down that we deserve it. Can you resonate with that?
Very much so.
Yeah, and so what would be really good for you is to recognize when you're giving out more energy than you have. And in those moments, pause and see where you can allow yourself to receive, to fill yourself back up again. It feels like you're in such a habit of always just giving and giving and giving and giving that there are people there trying to support you as well sometimes, but it's like you don't allow them to support you. It's like, no, it's okay, I've got it. And then you just keep doing. Does that resonate?
That is true.
Mm-hmm. And so notice when you're doing that, because opening yourself to receive is going to change the story about your first question. And so in your everyday, notice when people do want to support you or are, offering their support. And even if you can do it, can you allow them to help you? Because they're you're then gifting them the opportunity to gift you. Because you know how nice it feels to gift people? That's the same when we allow other people to help us. It gives them the opportunity to feel that beautiful gifting energy as they support us. And just breathing into that. I know it can be hard when it really feels like, you're very capable of doing it all, but having that always you doing everything's creating an imbalance. It's creating an imbalance there with your giving and receiving. And that's the same with, your love life as well. That's a receiving as well at the same time, but in a balanced way. What else feels like it would be really helpful for you to do is practice that heart breathing and use that beautiful green light. And when you sit in your heart light with this green, imagine it overflowing down onto your belly, onto your solar plexus on the inside. And moving the energy in that way will allow your beautiful own compassionate heart to be showered onto yourself. And then after you do that for a couple of minutes, I'd like you to write 3 things that you're grateful for yourself for. And noticing the resistance, but allow yourself to start to access that, because that's going to make it easier for you to receive as well. When you start to, notice the gift that you are to everybody. How does that feel?
I understand. I mean, it totally resonates. I know I need to. It's just hard to give up the control sometimes.
Yeah, it is, but that's what's creating the kind of the stalemate in your original
You're right.
question. Yeah, and it'll be such a beautiful unfolding when you allow yourself to be supported by others. It's a really lovely feeling, but then also supported by yourself, by your inner world as well, by your inner beliefs. That's why I'd really love you to do that, the self-gratitude. Just a little bit, 5 minutes every day, to sit with your beautiful heart light and your light, and have that energy shower down onto your belly, that sense of self to fill you up, and then acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge yourself for anything you've done that day, anything you've done that week, acknowledging yourself for being a good friend, or acknowledging yourself for allowing yourself to be supported on that day. But I know you can do it. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Take care now.
You too.
Thank you. Bye. Vinny.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have Vinny here from Australia. Yay.
Thank you.
How are you?
Hello, Libby Cutting. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. At the moment, in my head, I have a content that chasing me. I was inquiry. I didn't expecting he charged me. So he tried to mental abuse me, dragging me with his job collector, and wanna threatening me. Wanna go to legal action as well. I already got a lawyer, free lawyer, and then he said, you are in a good position. This is what in my head, so I'm just hoping any miracle, just going through this quick and easy, and just want to move on. So anything that you can see or anything, I will accept.
Yeah, okay. Well, just give me a moment while I tune into your energy. Okay, so what they're showing me is they're taking my awareness to your heart space, and it feels like there's some old stuck energy kind of clouding it. at the moment. And what the clouding of heart energy does is it creates a bit of disconnection to your inner self, to your higher self, to that part of you that already knows the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'll get you to do is we're going to call on the air elementals. And so as you breathe into your heart space, just feeling the air and feeling that beautiful air as it creates spaciousness through your heart and through your lungs, that whole area, that's all the heart space we talk about is the heart and the lungs, all through that top part of your torso. As you slow that breath down, maybe you can invite even more air and beautiful winged energies. And as they start to flap their wings, what they're doing is they're just cleaning up some of the debris. This looks like there's debris around in that area from that past experience. So you're able to connect with that.
It's just so hard to focus for me at the moment. Whenever I have problems, stress, my mind is just going everywhere.
Understandably. So what I'll get you to do is to take your awareness down into your feet. You can feel your feet. Are you able to connect with that?
Mm.
Maybe feel your right foot and feel your left foot.
Yeah.
And see if you can feel the earth underneath that, or feel the energy of the earth underneath your feet. You able to connect with that?
Not really.
So you're able to connect with your feet?
When the mind is gone, it's like, my body's numb.
Yeah, and that's kind of the intention why we get you to take your awareness down into the lower parts of your body, because it takes the energy out of the mind. So what we'll do is I'll get you to, can you connect with your breath? Can you feel your breath as you breathe?
Yeah. So breathing through the nose and then breathe out through the mouth.
Yeah, and if you can, just feel how your body moves, how your ribs expand when you breathe in.
Okay.
And then as you breathe out, just a softening that happens with that.
Yeah.
And if you can slow the breath down, really just staying with the breath, because that's going to help you stay out of the mind. And if you were listening to what we were sharing in the beginning, it's what happens when we're stressed is we can't think clearly and we go into that survival mode. And so what I think would be really beneficial for you to do is, can you get outside in nature?
Yeah.
Go and sit near a big tree. Go and sit under a big tree or go for a walk. But as you do, if you're walking, take steps, and as you step, feel your feet touching the earth.
The grass.
Yeah, the beautiful grass, or if you have a tree, if you want to sit, you can sit up against the tree. So you've got this beautiful tree energy supporting your back. And so the nature holds this beautiful grounding energy. And what that'll help you do is come back into your body and stay out of the mind, because the mind is what keeps perpetuating the same stories that keep repeating. And so if you spend some time outside and really feeling the grass, feeling the leaves on the trees, but just starting to become present to that, to what's actually in your environment to keep you out of your mind. And that'll help your whole system to start to slow down.
Yeah.
And then after you've practiced with that for a little while, and then just bring in light. So imagine a beautiful golden white light filling up all of your energy. And what that'll do is it'll be like a protective barrier. The golden light, it's not like a border, it's more like a filter. And so it allows the good energy in still, but it just helps to filter out some of the harshness that's going around. And so that's that'll help to make you feel better. So get out in nature, feel the nature, be with the nature, spend a bit of time, allowing yourself to start to feel the grass, feel the tree, feel the earth, and then finish with that beautiful golden energy around you as well. And what that'll do is help to raise your frequency, and you'll be able to see more clearly from that higher perspective.